Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. I hope that you're doing well and taking note of the symbolisms and synchronicities and things happening around you, especially with regards to like the normal synchronicities, the 11, 11, 12 tells, the thinking the same thing at the same time, telepathic communication, thinking about someone and they call you, that's all really standard. I'm talking about like deepening your experience with those experiences now and taking note of what is happening in multiple worlds at once. So yes, the synchronicity is happening or you're experiencing some kind of telepathic communication with someone. But then take note of what's going on in your internal world. Can you recall what you were feeling or thinking at the very moment that synchronicity happened? Can you be present enough to really distill every moment? I was thinking about our move from, and I think this is the dichotomy, right? An analog to digital world, and how continuous, even in like representation, the energy of continuation in an analog system, or for pure example, the way of reading time, versus the of a digital world, the stops, the hard, the separation, the what is the word when you split things? When you take a spectrum and then you make more spectrums in the spectrum. I know there's a word for it and I'm missing it and it's so simple and I'm sorry for overcomplicating, but this feels like the lesson, the difference between those two systems, digital and analog, and the way that one is stop, and the other one is continuous, like the end and the beginning are connected to each other. That difference feels really important, and mostly needing to learn how to be both at the same time, because we are living in a very digital world, and as a result, we are very digital in our functioning. We have a stop thing. If we can, the power that we have as human beings and as like human consciousness and the brain and the machine of a body we have, the value in that experience is in us being able to choose which systems we exist in and choose when to be digital and when to be analog. Choose when to kind of heavily rely on technology and really use it for its benefits versus when to take a detox, a digital detox, go within, go in nature. To me, being able to balance those worlds and all other worlds available, even in the spiritual sense of going so deeply within that all of time kind of dissolves into nothing and it's just you and your breath. All of the worlds available to us are so beautiful. And with the energies that I've read on, that I've posted via YouTube, I'll be sharing this across my platforms. But the video I'm talking about, in which I offered an intuitive channeling regarding the light that's coming in and how everything feels really, really good, even if it feels or is going really, really bad. There's something that feels really good. Something about the goodness of this vibe. I've forgotten what I wanted to say. I guess I just wanted to note how wonderful it is that it's available and it's real and it always has been, and I hope you feel it. That's it. Hey, sorry for the quick pause. So right back to shuffling. I'm glad a card didn't fall out before I started to get deep into the shuffling. Thank you. Interesting. We have the Knight of Swords in reverse. Let me shuffle more. Wow, the way that flipped out. All right. The Hermit, the Chariot, the Three of Swords. The themes. And in the most recent intuitive channeling and reading I did, we also had the Eight of Cups. And while it is that, because I look at these things, the crossovers that happen in my readings are really quite like interesting to me. And I don't see it happen often with other readers who like bulk post. And I really think that that is on purpose. I think that it's extremely intentional when that happens. And it's even a personal lesson for me. Like, I'm having my own personal experience with seeing the way these cards cross over into other readings and seeing the themes that carry through. So just to mention that, and the reading in which this card appeared is available via YouTube. I think I would have posted the post before I made this one on YouTube. And if you're finding it from another app, then honestly, I would love if generally you engage with my work purely via intuition. So don't go watch videos just because I say it or just because I said this card is appearing in another reading. Really get inside yourself and ask, is this something that I need? When touring my page or other people's pages, do that in that way as well. Be very intentional about seeking your answer. Throw the question out, scroll through a tarot reader's feed, and just intuitively pick the one that you should be watching. Don't even look at the title. Doesn't matter if it's a romance reading. If you're expansive enough, you'll be able to take in all of the gems and lessons you need, regardless of where or how it comes through, what kind of messaging, you know? So, yeah. This is very complicated to read for because it's very difficult. It's one of those things where it feels like it'll be difficult for you to understand while you are inside the tunnel. Yeah. It's for example, when you are in a state of victimhood, when you are experiencing a situation where you are the victim, it's very hard to see yourself as not the victim. It's hard to step outside of that role, if you can see it that way. Also very difficult to do when you're experiencing some victim ass shit, you know, when you're like going through an experience that puts you in it makes you a victim objectively. But I'm seeing the need to really work hard to step outside of that. Yeah. Beneath the Eight of Cups, we have the world. Just by the way. Just to show that there are much more layers to each reading, and yeah, also to kind of drive what I've just said home. Can you imagine what the elder version of yourself, how the elder version of yourself would advise you through heartbreak? Yeah, that's a question for you. But not just the elder version of you, the version of you that has lived and journeyed and learned and persevered, you know? Whatever pain you may be experiencing or processing through, yeah, it might be easier for you to let go of it, and maybe to just take on a different way of seeing it, because this is also giving someone who is very rash. They're very quick-minded in making an assumption about a situation, and the assumption is incorrect. Yeah, that's specific. Someone has already decided about something, and in turn is kind of breaking their own heart. But yeah, the success or the solve for whatever the problem is, this may be you or someone you know, whatever the solve is going to come from this person realizing internally, having just a shift in perspective. Amen. It's like I experience this often when I intend on doing something, especially when I intend on cleaning something. when I intend on cleaning an item of clothing or cleaning my bed sheets or cleaning a table or a chair or some shit, that thing gets really dirty. It gets extreme. There's a moment where my son spills or I spill or whatever. And then comes the moment where I get to choose. Am I going to get irritated by the fact that it was dirty, that it got dirtied, which is something that I tend to do. I always get very irritated by when things don't go normally. So am I going to get irritated by it, or am I going to choose, and I've had to train my mind to be able to do this, to run over that, to overwrite that irritation, right? And instead choose the perception that says, well, I was going to clean it anyway. I may as well clean it now, you know? And then taking those opportunities that happen in your life where you get to change your mind, switch perceptions, look at something differently, heal yourself, you know? This is deep healing work in being able to catch yourself before you repeat a cycle, especially a cycle of like inner torment or just choosing the negative instead of trying to see the positive. You make a different decision than you normally would, that you know leans towards you just feeling better inside. And then you heal, and you let go, and you evolve, and you complete cycles, and you do your shadow work. That's it. Obviously, the way I said that is definitely not as simple as, like, the experience of it is definitely not simple. But I am feeling, as the intuitive intro of this video, I'm definitely feeling into an ability to just heal a lot quicker. I can't unfeel that, and I really don't think I'm unreasonable in relaying that information and sharing it as a channeling, that we can really heal all of this shit, all of the things that keep us isolated and the things that keep us held down, the things we don't want to let go of. Like, it's really it's really something as simple as intending on it. If you just even sit now, shortly after this reading, in your own time, whenever, and just say to yourself, I intend on letting go of my past heartaches that have done its way with me. That's how I pray over my pain when I want to let go of it. I pray that it does what it needs to do, first and foremost, because I know that I'm experiencing it for a reason. I know I'm experiencing things for a reason now, you know? I feel it truly in my veins that every moment happening in my life is for a deeply spiritual reason. Because I'm also just a spiritual girly. But anyway, I affirm it, and that's how I live my life now. So something like that is likely open to you, and just affirming that out loud, very simply, just like that. And then, you know, leaving the rest to whatever happens of your life after that. Really letting go. Really letting go. I'm also feeling the need for us to learn the art of detachment. Oh, because I think there's an Aquarius stellium happening in the air right now. But I'll check that later. Point is, yeah, detachment is very important. This is also giving an Aquarius. Sorry that this is all over the place. There's so much energy. This is also giving the energy of an Aquarian. Aquarius is, at least the way I've observed them, are very, very, their detachment is because they are so sensitive, and them detaching is their reaction to that. You know, like, this hurts too much, I can't. So, yeah. Anyway, choosing something differently. As I'm mentioning that, maybe that's what you need to do. Maybe that's what, like, could help you, is really facing the pain, being willing to really feel it, you know? When you feel it deep enough, it really makes you want to bend over and kneel in prayer. Wink, you know? The laws of the universe, guys. Oh my God. Let me ground myself again. That was all over the place, and I just generally feel super, super excited. So yeah, if you can manage your quick reactions to things, manage making assumptions in your mind. Yeah. Try not to make assumptions. Yeah. I'm seeing, okay. The 10 of Wands, the 4 of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, the 2 of Cups. So these are the two cards. It was the 2 of Cups that made me resign and go, okay, let me pick up the deck and see what's happening. Then we have the Tower and the Devil. OMG. Wait. This is exciting. Hold on. Oh, okay. So there's a collective that I know almost always tunes into tarot readings specifically, and is specifically attracted to those tarot readings that talk about relationships and that talk about maybe this person thinking lots about you, or they can't get their mind off you. You're so attracted to them. You're so magnetic to them. This relationship, this divine union's coming. Da 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 da. I've done readings where the cards have said, man, the cards have said, and it's so obvious. I mean, you see this, the Knight of Cups and the 2 of Cups for the tarot connoisseurs. Is this not a relationship, like straight up? So, like, we can't unsee or unlook or look around what the cards tell us. And I know in my journey, I've showcased this where I've tried to avoid the romance of a reading and I've tried to make it some kind of internal thing, but yeah, man. It is what it is most times. And this is speaking of, hey, somebody, specific message, who is making the wrong assumptions about a connection or about the way someone feels about them. This is actually genuinely one of those straight up, this person is attracted to you. They really, they are into you. They want you and you don't believe it, and you have isolated, you or someone you know has isolated and retreated into their own stubborn ideas of relationship, of the way that connection works with people. Don't take the things that you see on the street seriously. The relationship discussions people have on social media, on radio, are definitely not real to how relationship and connection actually works between two people. It has to be a case-by-case basis because everybody's different. Just bear that in mind. Yeah, this is a beautiful relationship coming in that really goes against any previous senses of isolation, any previous senses of betrayal, heartbreak. I'm receiving the frequency of somebody who has a past of checking their partner's phone, and then a relationship comes in with someone who is extremely trustworthy, and you kind of don't believe it. You have internal challenges about it. This is also somebody who acts out in that kind of way. Their attachment triggers they come out in a relationship that's actually very safe and fated, and is okay. It's okay for you to be yourself in this connection, but you're still refusing because of your own internal things. This is also someone's mind being their enemy. But these two cards together is it's not just, I want to say it's a sense of celebration, but it feels so much more than that, especially with the Hermit. This is like a soul. This is one of your soul. I believe that with everybody's free will, there are some things that we can change and kind of shift out of, but then there are other things that happen in life that must happen. No matter what decision you make, no matter what would have happened, that event had to happen, and it was timed to happen that way. This is a very beautiful connection with someone that is so perfectly timed, and that, I guess, as an extension of what I've read before, to those who watch these things, for the sake of knowing, specifically for the sake of romantic union. They are searching and yearning for connection. Please understand with these searches that you are searching for something that is very energetically weighted. It's like even with people who want to become parents, that is a very deep energetic responsibility, and it has a lot of energy around it. That moment, the very first moment that you connect with the person you're going to be with for a very fucking long time, has a lot of energy to it, and you have to give respect to the timing of that. Yes, timing. That's actually where I could leave it. Timing. Yes. Ugh. I hate that lesson. Somebody doesn't want to surrender to timing and to the timing of their heartbreak. Like I've said in a video that I made discussing grief, I'll link it. These pains they have the same energy to them in terms of like the things, just like the things that the very first day that you meet the love of your life or the very first time you become parents, all fated. All of your heartbreak is also fated. The way that your heart breaks is fated. The way that you grieve and every single aspect of the way that you were traumatized. Not to romanticize, but to say this to say this with reverence of the soul and of our agreement to life. We have certain things are part of the contract. Heartbreak is part of the contract. Isolation is part of the contract. You have to accept that and stop denying your part in the contract. It might help to look at a situation more from that lens. Keep reminding yourself that there's a contract. There's a contract. You're not in control. This is also a card of deep, deep surrender. That scary sense of how you're not in control, the very scary sense. Like, yeah, you know what it is. I'm going to shuffle for one more card in the Intuitive Tarot, read the interpretation, and then leave this reading. The length of this, I don't think I've ever posted a long form reading like this via TikTok, so I don't know if I'm going to share this there, but okay, fine. Fine. Cute. All right, so we have the wheel. I feel like these are all relevant. We have the wheel underneath the deck. Then we have the Knight of Swords. Then we have the moon, again, which has been such a common theme in a lot of my readings. The moon, the moon, the moon. I've said that phrase before even. So I guess just to randomly throw that in, be aware of what happens around moon cycles. Our relationship with the planets in general are deepening. And something about the moon and water and our deep, deep companionship with those things has been very underrated. And there's so much love there in that relationship, our relationship with the moon and water. Then we have the Nine of Cups. So I'm going to read that and then leave it at Knight of Cups. I'm going to read that and then leave it at that. Quiet inner strength and harmony, quest for self-knowledge and inner integrity. A detached, somewhat reserved figure intent on his own processes. A man whose shyness keeps him separate, but his inner world is rich indeed. Someone well worth getting to know. I feel like trying to find more in order to work with what this card may be suggesting for us to do right now. Okay. So there's a sentence here that speaks of the visual description of this. The title of the paragraph is called The Quest for Feeling. And the last sentence says, maybe nothing exists for him this night except his own unconscious processes, or perhaps his absorption is necessary to clear some old unresolved issue. Right. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful. And I hope you feel that, the vibe. I'll catch you in the next reading.